Hey, this is Short John Red, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Now, finally, episode 5 has come out. Well, sort of. Apparently, they're gonna release it in 2 parts, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting flashbacks to that thing season 2 of Invincible did. But hopefully the wait won't be nearly as long. Okay, Okay, cause, I mean, that was like on before. So, yeah, only the first part of episode 5 is, actually, you know, released right now. And, okay, hopefully it loads, because, I don't know, I kind of did some things to make sure it would work properly, but, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it's not too buggy. And no, I don't. A lonely piano refrain echoes through your head as you sleep. It feels like it goes on forever, clumsy and uncertain of itself, stopping and starting at random. But as your dreams start to fade, you realize the music is following you to the waking world, continuing even as your mind re-solidifies and banishes the last few remnants of your dreams. Oh boy, the opossum's on me. When it finally stops, you're startled by the sudden silence. You're awake now, cold and uncomfortable, your muscles stiff and achy, your head still clouded with sleep. You realize there is a concerning lack of a blanket and mattress. There's none beneath you but hard wooden floors, dusty and uneven. There's also weight on your chest and claws digging gently into your skin. Oh, your heart skips a beat. You're greeted by 2 beady eyes staring down at you, the other twitching nose of the opossum that lives in your drawer. The other one is crouched in the corner, eyeing you wearily. You are not in your room. Let's stand up and get our bearings. they're just right. You stand, your legs still wobbly with sleep. The odd tilt of the floor adding to your unsteadiness. The opossum clings to your shirt with its tiny claws, holding on for dear life. You must be in the forbidden wing. The small opossum finally moves. It carefully makes its way down on the length of your clothes, as if afraid you might notice it if it moves too quickly. It hastens when it finds solid ground, scurrying to the larger opossum in the corner. The 2 stare up at you, not quite afraid, but clearly more wary now that you've risen to your full human height. This is kind of cute right here. Dustin and his mom. Now, anyways, I did play a little bit of, like, the intro to this episode. But even then, I feel like there are some details I might have missed. But, sorry, let me drink some water. So, yeah, I'm gonna be spending quite a bit of time up here. Maybe they were watching you over as you slept. Or maybe they were hoping you might be lunch. Either way, you're both going your separate ways now. There are 2 doors out of the barren room. One is a normal doorway leading to the... sorry. I got a notification. I don't know if you've heard that. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone on silent. Leading to what you assume to be a hallway. Anyways. The other's a door that must have once been hidden, though the ruined state of the wallpaper has robbed it of its secrets. There doesn't seem to be a clear way to open it besides the brass circle where a handle should be. Yeah, let's try forcing our way. You push on the wall. It doesn't budge. You try messing with the metal contraption that stands in place of the door's handle, tugging and jiggling and pushing on it every which way, and still nothing. Even with my muscles, this door still... You lean forward, peering into the narrow opening at what lies behind the door. It's your room, which means you'd be able to slip right back into the safety of the rest of the house if you could just manage to find the handle. You groggily pat your lungs before realizing that you're still in your evening attire. Whatever brought you here wasn't thoughtful enough to bring your phone from your nightstand. Anyways, you yell, hoping that tablet is yet to leave for the mines. You receive no response. You make... sorry. I got up not that long ago. I wanted to get to this as soon as possible. And, you know, I have laundry today, so, I have to do laundry today, but... You make your way carefully across the slanted room and deeper into the forbidden wing. Huh, I thought there were more options, but whatever, let's stick to my choices. Before you is a long age-stained curtains fluttering in the breeze, falling in through cracked glass. Weak sunlight illuminates the dust dancing on the air. Sorry, I had to wipe my nose. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Yeah, let's investigate here. There are some things I don't want to miss. You make your way to the dark doorway in the middle of the corridor. It's a parlor. Of course, the Scarlets of old would have had a dedicated space to entertain their guests. It would feel elegant if not for the massive crack that runs down the entire length of the floor. The air here stinks of mildew. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. I am sorry, I probably should have gotten this started recording later, but whatever, I'm not gonna back down now. There's a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Something catches your eye too. A bookshelf, or rather what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond one's hidden, now exposed by the rot of this house. Yeah, let's look at this painting. Why does the church have like this little, like, I mean, this could just be the sun, but maybe it's some holy light. I don't know. Okay. The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of this painting. The church, and then somewhere you've yet to see, the historical Callaway Tremaine homesteads. The faded bronze plaque beneath reads, "In commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hall Landmark Revitalization Project. Let the past never be forgotten." I swear, Enoch definitely did something. Like, he keeps getting brought up. Like, it's called a Chekhov's gun. Eventually, Enoch is gonna You know, okay. You cross the parlor, testing each careful step along the way, and duck between the collapsed shelves of the old bookshelf. The space is dark, its features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper, a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. If the princess lives here, saying it's probably gonna be doing her a favor. Sorry, it's just, I know it's like low-hanging fruit, but that's the same about low-hanging fruit. It's just, these are easy jokes to make. Well, easy for me. If you've never played Slay the Princess, you probably wouldn't be able to make those same kinds of jokes. Anyway, the walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty but mostly intact. But all these are neat details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Sorry, there's just a... I don't know, there's like this weird little... I don't know, sound coming from my headphones. Hopefully it's just the headphones. Okay. Maybe the collection of literature can help you learn about this room's occupant. You approach the shelf, your eager eyes poring over titles for anything that seems to stand out. The upper shelves are mostly classic fiction. Moby Dick, Shakespeare, various Dickens novels. Nothing that stands out as particularly interesting. The bottom shelf seems to be home to reference books, heavy volumes of long outdated construction law, treatises on various aspects of the coal industry. There's also a book on city planning that stands out to you. The spine is marked with a dot. You pull it out, the shelves above shifting precariously as if the book held some load-bearing purpose. The instant you check its spine, a slip of paper falls out, ancient and fragile and yellowed with age. Some kind of map. Huh. I wonder if this will be important later. I mean, I'm only able to find it with the Booksmart trait. Also, is that from Egypt? It looks like some of those Egyptian statues or whatever. You know, the clothes and the fact that it's a humanoid with an animal head. Anyways, and judging by the highlighted landmarks, it's a map of Scarlet Hollow. Town Hall, the old hospital, the mines, all places where stone carvings have been buried. Interesting. There's one more circle there as well, what looks to be a patch of farmland. So the next stone seal is gonna be on the Callaway / Tremaine homestead. You haven't paid this location a visit yet, but judging by the way the other buildings have had their ways of drawing you in, it's probably only a matter of time. You carefully fold the map and shove it into a pocket. Yeah, I think there's some interesting stuff in this desk, and hopefully they got rid of all the placeholder assets and put in real stuff. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener, and a wax stamping kit embezzled with the initials ES. Enoch Scarlet. Underneath, you find a pile of crumbling financial documents and scrawled in neat crevice in every spot that need a signature is the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this must also be his study. You know, I've kind of been... Like I said, I'm pretty sure Enoch is gonna be important later, but... But The name Enoch is kind of interesting. Like, I believe he was like a religious figure, and he became the art, and he became like the angel Metatron. I don't know if any of that symbolism is gonna mean anything, or if it's just a, I don't know, just a cool name they came up. At the very bottom of the drawer, you're surprised to find a face you recognize staring back at you. An antique photo of a young man, his blonde hair nearly white against the dark sepia background. Sepia? I hope I'm saying that right. It's Teddy. He looks almost exactly the same as you did in your vision. Almost. Yeah, the brother who was presumed to have died in the collapse, but he actually survived, though what happened to him is still a mystery. There's a carefree look in his eye that seemed to have faded by the time he found his way to that hospital bed. Oh, what was that crunching sound? What is... okay, I remember now. The bottom drawer offers some resistance as you try to pull it. Okay, that explains the crunching. It seems that it was locked, though the bit of metal attempting to hold it shut seems to have rusted to the point of uselessness years ago. It gives in with a sharp tug, rotting wood splintering softly somewhere within the century-old desk. Inside, you find a strange collection of glass vials. Their surfaces are clouded over, but you can make out what seems to be paper, preserved somehow inside the containers. A hint of writing visible at the edges. Yeah, I'm not passing up the chance to learn lore, especially if this will come in handy later. It unseals with a pop, releasing a smell like old pond, like decaying leaves and damp earth. I don't know what that means. You tug at the corner of the slip of paper and it unfurls. The writing across its surface as crisp and clear as if it had just been written. To Miss Maeve, I know it has been several years since my last visit, but I do hope that you remember the young lad who used to find himself at your doorstep more than you probably would have liked. I write you now with the utmost urgency. I'm not sure if news has reached you yet regarding what transpired yesterday. Many lives were lost. The town is in a frenzy. I hope to mitigate some of the damage that has been done, and thus speak with you at once. I intend to journey to your place I intend to journey to your place of residence. Okay, but was unable to locate it. You once told me another way to reach you, and through it seems nothing but a half-remembered fantasy. I am acting in desperation. I can only hope this letter finds its way to you as you said it would in my hour of need. I must meet you with you at your soonest convenience. Sincerely, E.S. Now, okay, I didn't really think this much before, but now that I'm actually looking at this, I wonder if Miss Maeve is, like, the witch, because, well, if you have the mystical trait, then that flashback from the previous episode, you know, the one with Teddy in the hospital bed, Enoch says he's going to see a witch. I wonder if it's the same witch that, you know, the same witch that sent Charles Shaw Jr. to his doom. The one that gave him that map. And the one that seems to have some kind of connection to Sybil and Kanika. Though what connection that is still uncertain. The paper dissolves just as you finish reading it. The last few lines as if it finally realized that it had been submerged all these years, turning to useless pulp between your fingers. Wow, that's creepy. I don't remember this happening before. Then again, I might have skimmed through it. It's a good thing you're a fast reader. Oh, okay. Once again, book smart proves to be very invaluable. It's unlikely you'll have the chance to return here, as the vials are too delicate to carry with you. Keep reading? Okay, let's look at another one. Oh, okay. Miss Vereen, trouble you with tea. Your presence requested at once. Or maybe this is the witch. I don't know. Like, I could have swore all these were addressed to the same person, but now we have a new name. Another one. Verena, know what you tried. Do not appreciate the attempt at subterfuge, though we both knew what was at stake here. The boy has been dealt with. Expect this evening for her in-person discussion. Some of these letters are addressed to Miss Maeve and some to Verena. All are signed yes. You assume these have to be from Enoch. Many seem unimportant, just listing a time and place. You assume meetings between Enoch and whoever this Verena may have been. Unless that's like her full name, Verena Maeve. Before you know it, the drawer is empty, the floor around you scattered with drained vials, the air stinking of wet rot. Yeah, let's... Okay, there's nothing else in here. Let's just move on. You follow the path laid out in the dust. It takes you up a flight of stairs, the way down blocked by debris. You find yourself on the floor of the estate for the first time. There are more footprints leading all the way down the hallway and into the farthest door. Approach the window. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That's sure a cliff. There's nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees. I can hardly see out of this. The ground having crumbled away. The only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the straining foundation that somehow holds this place together. At least for now. That would be an interesting sort of, like, I don't know, moment. Like, watching the whole estate just, like, fall to the ground like that. I mean, it keeps, like, the idea of that happening is mentioned multiple times, so, again, Chekhov's gun. The boxes slide easily out of the way. It's almost like they were placed there to make the room less conspicuous rather than any kind of actual barrier. You push past them into the room beyond. The room... Huh. Okay, this girl kind of looks like Tabitha, though that doesn't automatically mean it's her. It could just be a relative, and... Wow, that is a very creepy doll. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made. Its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow giving off the feeling of tidiness. Oh, her explore Edwarding's bed. Oh yeah, that's right. This is Edwarding's old bedroom, with even cobwebs stretched between each corridor of its poster frame. You step towards the desk. Its drawers practically overflowing with stationery. I hope I said that right. As you sift through paper, it quickly becomes clear to you whose room this is. There are stacks of bills in Edwardine's name, filling nearly every drawer, and even once you manage to get past the layers of envelopes and the trifle old paper, you hit a permafrost of receipts. That's an interesting word, permafrost. It seems she was doing her best to be meticulous and hold on to any scrap paper that might possibly be important. Like mother, like daughter, huh? This sounds exactly like something Tabitha would do. It's definitely not a sign of any kind of mental illness or condition. It's just something that's been, well, I mean, it still could be, but it's just something that's been passed down from, you know... No, wait, Edwardine. No. Although, Pearl Ann might have been like that too. Okay. But when you reach the bottom drawer, you find something entirely different. Greeting cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some open, some sealed, some crumbled into messy bills. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Tabby, hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Pearl Ann treats you to your best Christmas yet. I'm not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, so I sent a little something that made me think of you. I made sure they were the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty, and they've still got that beach smell. And make sure you put your ear to them too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. And in case you think that makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash too. So you can get your something a little nicer than glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Pearl Ann to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much, Tabby, and I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me anytime. I know you've always wanted to see what it's like out east. I made sure to write out my letters on the back of this card, just in case you didn't... My address on the back, just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. Been missing you, my incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. Okay, I discovered these before, and, you know, it's interesting. Like, I mean, we didn't, like, if you hang out with Tabitha and ask her about, you know, her dad, she says that, like, she never knew him, that he and Pearl Ann were, like, separated but not really divorced, and Tabitha doesn't have the highest opinion of her dad, and she specifically mentions about how he never bothered to send her a birthday card. Well, clearly he sent plenty of birthday cards, but it seems Pearl Ann hid them. Once again, and proving why Pearl Ann deserves Worst Mother of the Year award, if not Worst Mother of all time. Yeah, fuck Pearl Ann. You pull another from close to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby. It's me again, your old dad. So, the big 20. 20? So she's like, I can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncing little kid doing cartwheels on the front lawn and telling me what various sounds animals make, like you're the professor of animal noises. Yeah, that doesn't really sound like Tabitha at all. Simpler times, huh? Hard to believe that the Tabitha we know now used to be the sweet sounding little kid. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them, and even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. I mean, we haven't spoken in 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. Wow, that is sad. Like this is really fucking sad. Like her dad, even though he left, he clearly loves his daughter and writes to her often, but Tabitha believes he just abandoned her. Left her alone with that god-awful woman, and she calls him mother. Like, I wonder if there's a way we could tell Tabitha about this, because, I mean, sure, she might not believe if we just tell her aloud, but maybe we could bring one of these cards? And it seems even he realizes that sending these letters is kind of pointless. I'd like to think we'd get along, though. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I got a guest room all set up just in case. It's always ready for you, kid. Well, at least Tabitha would have a place to go for, you know, if we manage to convince her to leave this life behind. I love you, and I always will, no matter who you turned out to be. Love, Dad. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened, and envelopes dated from when Tabitha would have been just a kid. All from him. You pocket a few of the cards. Yes. I will show these to Tabitha if I ever get the chance. And, okay, we spent quite a bit of time, so, I'm gonna stop right here, but I promise I will continue on. Like, there's a lot to unpack here. And we're still in the parts that I've actually seen. But don't worry, we'll get to the parts that I haven't seen, and from there, you know, everything will be blind. Well, almost everything. So anyways, I hope you all had a good day today. Remember to stay safe out there, especially in these trying times. This was Short John Red, and I hope to see you all in the next one.